The opening section has been rewritten with a dynamic, psychological hook designed to immediately capture the listener's attention and compel them to listen until the very end. Unforgettable. 6 Stoic traits of a man who lives forever in a woman's mind. Have you ever wondered why some men vanish from a woman's memory the moment they walk out the door, while others leave an indelible mark that time simply cannot erase? It has nothing to do with a sharp jawline. It's not about how wealthy he is, or how effortlessly funny he can be. The real secret is much deeper. It's about how he made her feel. You see, most men out there live entirely on the defense. They are reactively chasing approval, trying desperately to impress, over-explaining their actions, and begging to be chosen. But a Stoic man? He operates on a completely different frequency. He doesn't perform. He doesn't wear a mask. He simply is. And it is that exact brand of quiet confidence that burns itself into her mind. When a man moves from a place of core inner strength, rather than fragile insecurity, he becomes a rarity in a crowded world. And the rare ones? They are never forgotten. Let's dive deep into the 6 undeniable traits that make a man truly unforgettable. 1. Master of his inner empire. Think about this. The vast majority of men lose their minds the absolute second they feel rejected or disrespected. They raise their voices, they argue, and they exhaust themselves trying to prove their worth. A Stoic man does the exact opposite. He breathes. He observes. He responds with absolute, calm precision. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." Imagine a woman trying to provoke you, throwing a sharp insult just to test your limits. Instead of exploding, you remain entirely composed. You hold her gaze, smile slightly, and say, "I understand." And then, you move on. That silence, that untouchable control, it hits different. Because emotional mastery equals safety. And every woman alive remembers the man who could make her feel safe. Not through toxic dominance, but through absolute peace. 2. The power of absolute presence. In today's world, everyone is screaming to be heard. Everyone is shouting their opinions, interrupting and fighting for the spotlight. But a Stoic man listens deeply. He doesn't just hear your words. He decodes your meaning. When she talks, he isn't sitting there calculating his next response. He isn't rehearsing his next clever line. He is simply, powerfully present. That kind of presence sends a massive psychological signal. You matter enough for me to be silent. This silence is a luxury very few people know how to give. When a woman feels truly understood, her heart automatically binds your stillness to warmth, security, and deep respect. That is how real emotional bonds are forged. Not by talking, but by listening. 3. The dignity of the peaceful walkaway. Endings reveal exactly who a man is. When the mask comes off. When rejected, most men beg, manipulate, or throw a tantrum demanding closure. A Stoic man doesn't play those games. He simply looks her in the eye, says, "I wish you well," and walks away. No bitterness, no revenge. Because his self-worth is never up for negotiation, based on someone else's opinion. That level of peace is terrifyingly powerful. She expected a chaotic storm, but she met a glassy lake. She expected a dramatic scene, but she witnessed absolute self-mastery. That exact moment will replay in her mind on loop. He didn't chase me. He just let me go. That quiet dignity forces a level of respect she can't even explain. Walking away isn't a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate proof that you belong entirely to yourself. 4. Driven by a mission greater than love. A Stoic man's life does not orbit around a woman. It orbits around his purpose. He wakes up with a vision, builds things of substance, and demands growth from himself every single day. When a woman realizes that you won't drop your entire life just for her attention, that your mission stands firmly at the center, her respect for you skyrockets. Epictetus once wrote, "If you want to improve, be willing to be thought foolish and stupid." Your path doesn't need to make sense to the masses, but it gives your life a spine, a structure, and undeniable meaning. Women are naturally magnetized to men with clear direction, because direction equals certainty, and certainty feels like a fortress. When you are locked into your purpose, she knows she can't derail you. Ironically, that's when you become irresistible, because she sees your life is already a movie, and she has to earn her seat in the theater. 5. An oasis of calm in a world of chaos. Excitement burns out. Passion cools down. But calm? Calm endures. Most relationships collapse because they are built on emotional roller coasters, jealousy, drama, and constant anxiety. A Stoic man brings the anchor. His energy feels like a deep, slow exhale after a brutal day. When she is with him, she feels grounded. She can drop her armor, stop pretending, and trust blindly that he will never lose his grip on reality. From that moment on, her brain begins to hardwire your presence to the concept of peace. And once a woman connects a man to peace, she can never truly let him go. Because peace is the rarest commodity on earth, and human beings never forget where they found their sanctuary. 6. The quiet gravity of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is the ultimate display of internal power. When you forgive, you aren't saying that what they did was acceptable. You are drawing a line in the sand and declaring, "What you did no longer holds hostage over my life." A Stoic man doesn't waste energy on petty revenge or gossiping behind backs. He steps back and lets time do the talking. He knows that drinking the poison of resentment only rots his own soul. When she looks at you, and realizes you have moved past the hurt, without a single ounce of malice or pettiness. She is hit with a profound sense of awe. That is the gold standard of Stoicism. Mastering yourself instead of trying to control others. As Marcus Aurelius beautifully put it, the best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. The bottom line. When you piece the puzzle together, a woman can never forget the man who stays solid under heavy pressure, who listens with absolute presence, who walks away with his head held high, who lives for a grand purpose, who radiates unshakable calm, and who forgives without keeping score. The unforgettable man is never the loudest guy in the room. He is the one carrying a quiet, terrifying strength. The man who remains centered while the world outside is burning to the ground. His confidence doesn't beg for likes or validation. It flows entirely from his virtue. He doesn't care about managing how people perceive him. He only cares about how he chooses to show up. Because long after the text messages are deleted, long after the memories blur and the raw emotions settle into the past, she will always remember the man who refused to lose himself just to keep her. She will remember the one who chose peace over pride, purpose over attention, and wisdom over reaction. If this message struck a chord within you, leave a like. Share it with a brother who needs to hear it. And subscribe to the channel for more timeless blueprints on ancient wisdom, modern strength, and emotional mastery. If you made it to the very last second of this lesson, leave a comment saying, "I finished the lesson." Let's see who is actually walking this path of discipline. Thank you for listening. Until next time, stay grounded, stay calm, and walk your path with quiet confidence.